Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz says the deadline for the sales tax exemption on passenger vehicles remains on June 30th, amid appeals from automotive players to extend the waiver for a third time. However, buyers who make reservations for vehicles until the end of this month will continue to benefit from the incentive, as the government has decided to extend the time frame for the registration of the vehicles at the Road Transport Department to March 31st, 2023. Zafrul explained in a statement that some 264,000 vehicles that were booked during the exemption period are yet to be completely installed and supplied to the buyers in the wake of disruptions to the global supply chain. He said the extension of the vehicle registration period is a midpoint solution to balance the interests of consumers and national tax revenue, which needs to be re-enhanced post-pandemic to ensure the welfare of the people and the economic well-being of the country continue to be preserved. 868,422 vehicles have been sold during the exemption period, granting buyers about 4.7 billion ringgit worth of tax savings. Berjaya Food or B-Food said today its 50-50 joint venture with Paris Baguette Singapore plans to open the first Paris Baguette outlet in the Klang Valley by end 2022. B-Food CEO Datuk Sydney Lawrence Keys said the JV aims to open 5 Paris Baguette outlets a year in Malaysia. Under the deal, B-Food will be the principal operator of Paris Baguette outlets in the country. Keys said the first store will be in the capital city. He declined to reveal its exact location as the two parties are still in discussions, but generally, he said they will be looking at bigger and more established malls. According to a separate statement, the French-inspired bakery brand is operated by South Korea's SPC Group and is said to be the country's top bakery chain. The brand owns over 4,000 outlets across South Korea, the US, China, France, Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia and Singapore. Malaysia is its 8th international market in the world. SPC Group has begun the initial stages of building its regional manufacturing and distribution centre in Johor. SPC Group CEO Hu Jin-Soo said it aims to obtain halal certification for the centre in order to cater to the Southeast Asia and the Middle East markets. The FTSE Bursa Malaysia Top 100 Index or FBM 100 dropped below 10,000 for the first time since May 2020 amid a global rout in the stock market, dragged by concerns about the US economy falling into recession. The index, which comprises constituents of the FBM KLCI and the FBM Mid 70, opened 0.18% lower at 10,118.39 compared with last Friday's closing of 10,137.01. Hong Leong Investment Research Technical Analyst Ng Jun Sheng warned the risk of mood remained amid lingering worries that a hawkish US Federal Reserve may inadvertently trigger a US recession. He added that Bursa Malaysia may witness further volatility in the short term as investors recalibrate risks around elevated inflation, potential capital outflows amid an aggressive Fed and quantitative tightening, a protracted Russia-Ukraine war, heightened US-China conflict, and political fluidity amid speculation about GE15 in the second half of this year. Having said that, the hammer candlestick pattern seen last Friday and a steeply oversold market may cushion further slumps in the KLCI, he said, with further supports at 1,429 to 1,445 levels and resistances near 1,483 to 1,500 levels. Ng said the current market therefore presents a buying opportunity as the positives from reopening will still outweigh in the second half to drive economic recovery. The FBM KLCI closed 1.06% lower at 1,441.24, also a level it has not seen since May 2020. KLCI component stocks were overwhelmingly negative, with 20 losers versus 9 gainers, while one closed unchanged. The Employees Provident Fund, or EPF, has raised its direct stake in Petronas Chemicals Group, or Petchem, to 7.716% after acquiring 7.56 million shares in recent days, amid broader market weakness ahead of the US Federal Reserve's latest rate hike announcement. The company said in its Bursa Malaysia filings today that the pension fund had on Wednesday acquired a cumulative 4.56 million Petchem shares in two tranches, comprising a 4.5 million share tranche and 63,700 share portion. Prior to the Wednesday transactions, the EPF had on Tuesday acquired 3 million Petchem shares. Following the purchase of the 7.56 million shares, the EPF's direct stake in Petchem rose to 7.716%, up from 7.424% as of May 24, 2022. Shares of Petchem fell 0.42% today to RM9.48 a piece, for a market capitalization of RM75.84 billion. KLCI Holdings founder Datin Fong Nyok Yun has lodged a police report against the lingerie maker's board of directors for disseminating alleged false information on Bursa Malaysia regarding the appointment of Datuk Jovian Mandagi and Sandra Ruben Nilamagam as board members. In a statement today, Fong said she did so after Jovian revealed last Friday that he had not accepted his appointment as the group's executive vice chairman. His statement prompted KLCI to announce the retraction of both appointments, citing miscommunication. Fong said she was disappointed with how KLCI's board proceeded with the two appointments, which resulted in a false and misleading representation of the group to its shareholders and reflected the incompetency and lack of transparency of the personnel responsible. She claimed that the directors were only given documents with regard to the two individuals' qualification and adequacy, and added that those present in the meeting were given the impression that both had consented to the appointments. She said the two resolutions and draft announcements pertaining to the appointments were posted by the company's secretary via KLCI's board's WhatsApp group on June 14, 2022 at 6:40 p.m. and that the board were given just 10 minutes to decide on the resolutions. Fong said that she did not approve the appointments.